What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw what happened in the Tournament of Power for the series. Goku and Vegeta began working towards higher powers, showing them off in this tournament as well, but still, it seems like they don't have a full grasp on them, and that's what they're going to be working towards in this part. Who's going to come out on top though? Is Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker for Vegeta going to be the peak of power? Or is Goku's Ultra Instinct going to surpass everything? Which of these two rivals will come out on top? We'll see that and more in this video. For this part, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. If we hit that, it lets me know that you guys want to see more videos like this, and it also helps out the channel a lot, so be sure to drop a like if you like this video. Anyways, let's pick up from here and continue the story into the finale. Goku and Vegeta continue their training, trying to get better grasp on their respective forms. Goku works more for Ultra Instinct. Right now, he only has Omen. And even though both of them have the same issue with stamina, they're both working towards something different. Goku needs to complete Omen, while as for Vegeta, Limit Breaker is good as is right now. He just needs to make it more efficient. Goku's aiming for something completely different, while Vegeta's basically just trying to improve what he already has. And both of these tasks are going to be pretty tough. Although, thankfully, they're going to have just the opponent to test this out against going forward. Maybe they're going to be forced to evolve, forced to break their limits somehow. Or break their limits once again because they already have so many times in this scenario. But they're confident. They've learned to master forms before. I mean, look at this entire scenario as is so far. Vegeta and Goku were able to do that with Super Saiyan 4, just like they did with Super Saiyan beforehand. And if they're able to do it with that, well, Vegeta thinks he could do it with Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. It is just Great Ape, Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan God all together, which, when I say it like that, it sounds like a lot more than it is, but really, Vegeta's already got a great control on Great Ape, and a great control on Super Saiyan. And of course, a great control on Super Saiyan 4. But it's the godly aspect of it that he needs to get more control over, Super Saiyan God. He already has great practice with that, but using 3 forms together, yeah, that does cause some issues for him. As for Goku, Whis says that he still needs to go to the completed Ultra Instinct state, and even then, he'll only be at one of the lower levels. But the fact that he's this far along is huge, especially for a mortal. The fact that he can use it at will, even if it's not efficient, that's amazing. So now, Goku just needs to work more towards that, doing what he's already doing, and figuring out a way to access that completed form, the white-haired one. As the two continue working towards this, we begin to head into the Moro Rock. At first, not too many things are going to go different when you think about it. Once they arrive on Namek, the fight between Vegeta and Moro does go a little bit differently, because Vegeta has Limit Breaker. He decides to break that out, but he waits too long for it. By the time he used this form, Moro's already been absorbing a lot of energy, so that means Vegeta's already lost a lot, and Moro's gaining a lot. Had he transformed sooner, he would have actually been able to defeat Moro really easily. It wouldn't have been an issue at all. But since he's been pacing himself, this is not the guy that you want to pace yourself against, because Moro's already stolen so much energy. And now even Limit Breaker, he's not able to do anything against Moro, especially because he eventually does detransform, going back into his base form, with Goku suffering the same thing. Moro takes energy from both of them, getting a lot stronger thanks to this. And the next few events on Namek go normally. Moro defeats them, then getting the Dragon Balls and making his wishes. But once Goku and Vegeta wake up and are back in the fight, things go a little bit differently here. Against the prisoners, they realize they're going to need to conserve their stamina. They don't have that much to begin with because they were just very heavily injured. And on top of that, they need to make sure Moro doesn't take any more energy from them. So they have the perfect idea. Find something in the middle, something that gives them a lot of power, but also is very efficient, something that won't give off too much energy. And it's time to break out their older friend Super Saiyan 4 again. It's got a great amount of power. Of course, it's not their strongest form, but I mean, come on, it's Super Saiyan 4. And in terms of efficiency, they don't need to use too much energy while using it. They've become completely efficient with it. And even if Moro does try to steal energy from them, well, it's not going to be that much because this isn't their highest form. But it's still going to be more than enough to take on the prisoners, and that's exactly what happens. Utilizing Super Saiyan 4 once again, they're able to defeat the prisoners pretty easily, or at least most of them. It doesn't go completely flawlessly. However, this power is definitely the best they could ask for at the moment. They are able to make some progress, but at some point, they also realize that it's best to escape. They can't keep fighting like this, and if they continue doing so, they're either going to die, Moro's going to get more energy, or both at once, each of which are obviously really bad outcomes. So they retreat, going back to the Galactic Patrol. And now what are they supposed to do? They need to work on a completely new game plan. As for Goku, he decides that he does want to train more, and Mayers has the perfect idea. He has knowledge of Ultra Instinct, which is surprising to Goku. He knows about this? Yeah, apparently so. And it seems like Mayers is hiding something and Goku's still suspicious, but he guesses he's going to find that out later. And as for Vegeta, what's he going to do? He decides he's not actually going to go to Yardrat. Why isn't he going to Yardrat here? Well, it's a pretty simple reason. He doesn't actually need the techniques that he would get from Yardrat. He decides what he has now is actually more than enough. He doesn't need to train for anything else, even if those do exist there. It doesn't even cross his mind. Instead, he's going to keep working on Limit Breaker. If he gets it to a point where it's completely efficient, he'll defeat Moro before he's even a problem again. And instead, Vegeta's just gonna head back to Earth. He could just train there, and if anything, he could prepare everyone else as well. They probably do need to be filled in on what's been happening out here in space, and on top of that, Moro might even show up on Earth at some point soon, and it's better to have them trained if anything, make sure they're prepared. Also, he could train here, but he doesn't want to get involved with Goku's training. He doesn't want to actually inhibit it by being there, because Goku's training for something really specific, and Vegeta's going down a completely different path. It's better that they train separately here. Goku and Mayris both think this is a good idea. Goku takes him back to Earth, and then returns to the Galactic Patrol ship. Back on Earth, Vegeta immediately goes to Piccolo, filling him in on the situation, and it's pretty good timing too because not too long after, some of the prisoners show up on Earth. Well, at least this time it's not out of the blue, they're prepared. And with Vegeta there, it's not a problem facing them at all. He's so incredibly powerful, plus there's Piccolo too, that makes it pretty much no issue. Gohan will arrive on the fight soon, but they might not even need him. Eventually 7-3 does show up, and this is really the big challenge here. He eventually does end up stealing Piccolo's powers, which makes it a bit tougher, at least for Piccolo. For Vegeta, this isn't an issue. Vegeta's the stronger one, like by a long shot. Fighting someone with Piccolo's powers, that's not going to be too big of a deal, even if he is an android or whatever. Vegeta powers up in the Limit Breaker, finally getting to show it off once more, and 7-3's amazed. He wants to take Vegeta's power now, but it's already too late. Vegeta knows his tricks, he knows what to avoid, and to keep a distance. He doesn't want 7-3 taking his powers because that would be disastrous. He's going to finish this fight right here and right now, and with the power he's using in Limit Breaker, he has more than enough to do so. And 7-3 realizes this as well. If he can't steal Vegeta's powers using his own copy abilities, well, he's going to have to use Moro's powers. But it might be too little too late. As he begins switching powers, Vegeta's already charging up an attack. A brilliant green glow surrounds him. He draws his hands back, then throwing them forward. A final shine attack. 7-3 tries to absorb it, but he hasn't switched fully to Moro's powers yet. So, he confidently takes it on, being completely obliterated in the process. This is good for everyone here. They defeated one of the strongest prisoners, and it's one less person to worry about. And without even knowing it, this guy was a trump card for Moro. Of course, he'll eventually hear about this later on, realizing he lost one of his most valuable assets. Plus, a lot of the other prisoners are being defeated, at least the ones who haven't been defeated already. But this may all be for the better. Leaving them some time allows them to grow stronger, which means they will be better meals once he eventually does go to Earth. But still, he can't help but feeling concerned. Maybe he shouldn't leave them unchecked. Maybe he should go right now. But against his better judgment, he decides to wait. He wants his meals to flourish even more. He'll go to Earth, and by the time he's there, he'll be strong enough to counter whatever strength they have, and then he'll just eat their strength. Meanwhile, Goku continues his training with Mayris, and Mayris is actually pretty surprised to see how far along Goku is with Ultra Instinct. He doesn't have a great control on it just yet, but the fact that he's able to do it at will, well, that's completely unheard of. Not just for mortals, but gods in general. And Goku knows that it's not great. But Mayris says it's exactly the opposite. It is great, it's amazing. Goku shouldn't put himself down for this. This is awesome. Him having this at all is such a huge thing. And it gets him really far ahead in his training, because now they're starting at a farther place. This should go well, and he's confident. Give Goku a few months of training, especially with the Room of Spirit and Time for the Galactic Patrol, and this will make things really easy. He could probably even get that completed version of Ultra Instinct that Whis was telling him about. And Goku's hyped up. He's not too sure about it, and he knows it's going to be hard work, but he's ready for it. He's not going to back down. This will work. He will complete Ultra Instinct, and he'll go far beyond his current limits. More time passes, giving Goku a lot of time to train with the Galactic Patrol, while Vegeta trains up everyone else on Earth. But he's confident. He knows Moro and the prisoners will show up soon enough, but with the power of everyone here on Earth, especially the combined forces that they all have, and Vegeta's power in general, it's not going to be a big issue. Any other prisoners can come their way, and they won't be a threat. Moro himself is the only concern. They defeated 7-3, and they haven't encountered anyone stronger ever since. And if he's gone, they should be okay. And eventually the time is up. Moro sends some of his troops to Earth. Now's the time to attack. And just as he expected, everyone on Earth is prepared. This is good. It allows more energy for him to absorb, but it's also a double-edged sword because it means they will fend off against the prisoners pretty easily. And it's actually way worse than Moro thought. Just as soon as the prisoners get there, well, they're basically all defeated. Even if Vegeta was thus there alone, he'd be able to do this with ease. But he has a whole crew with him too. And Vegeta definitely has gotten stronger this time. He hasn't just been training up everyone else, he's been training himself. Just like I mentioned before, he wants to get a better grasp on Limit Breaker, and with more practice with it, he's gotten a lot more efficient than he was before, especially compared to how it was on Namek when he fought Moro. It's like he's a completely different person with it. He's still using it very conservatively, just to make sure he doesn't use too much energy, especially before Moro arrives. But eventually he does arrive, and Vegeta's more than ready to face him. Moro's not going to play around here. He sets foot on Earth, ready to absorb some energy already. But before he can, Vegeta powers up, jumping into the battle. and Moro welcomes this. Vegeta knows he's giving off a lot of energy, right? And Vegeta doesn't care. He knows he's giving off a lot, but with how powerful he is, if he kills Moro, it's not going to be an issue. He just needs to work quickly. If he can kill Moro in record time, Moro won't even have any opening to absorb some energy. And Moro's a bit annoyed. Vegeta's acting really cocky. There's no way Vegeta's going to be able to kill him that easily. But Vegeta keeps his promise. He doesn't hold back at all. Of course, he's surprised. Moro is a lot stronger just like he thought. He has been going around absorbing more planets and such. But Moro is equally surprised. Vegeta is a lot stronger than when he fought him on Namek, and he's controlling his energy a lot more efficiently. And Moro doesn't really have as many openings to absorb energy because he keeps getting attacked by Vegeta, and every time he tries to take some more, he becomes too preoccupied with blocking, countering, or attacking. And Vegeta notes this too. Moro might be stronger, but he is as well, and he knows his techniques now. He knows what to avoid, and how to stop him. Absorbing energy is pretty annoying, and it's a pretty stupid technique to have. The fact that he has to rely on others' power to be strong. Moro really is a weakling, isn't he? Vegeta continues taunting him too, hoping that he screws up somewhere. And it's actually working. Vegeta's tactics here are great. He's fighting with so much power that it's actually kind of overwhelming Moro, stopping him from absorbing energy. An unintended side effect, but a great one still. Although, you can tell it might not be as easy as he let on. Of course he's not going to let Moro know, but he's not really that confident right now. The power of Limit Breaker is amazing, but Moro is still draining energy, even if it's not as significant as it was before. He still is worried. If he doesn't end this quickly, things will turn around. And he's trying his hardest, but even with his full power, Moro is still able to be a perfect match for him. And it gets Vegeta wondering, where the hell is Kakarot? But it's good timing, because just as soon as this fight is going on, Goku's able to sense all of this, teleporting in on Earth, showing up nearby. Moro welcomes him too. What techniques is he going to have for this fight? He's ready though, hoping that Goku has a lot more energy because that means it's going to be a lot more for Moro to feast on. And Goku says that's not happening. Oh, he's confident too. But look at Vegeta. Vegeta was just as confident, and he's not winning here. He's losing ground if anything. And Moro can tell, if this fight goes on any longer, he's going to win. Goku coming here will actually be a little bit of a challenge, but if Moro is able to work efficiently and absorb both their energies quickly, he'll come ahead. It's mainly a game of speed right now. Who can come on top the quickest? They're all pretty even in terms of strength. At least Moro thinks so. Goku then powers up. He says he's going to show off Ultra Instinct, but this time it's a little bit different, and Vegeta can immediately tell. The power within it. It's not like the one that he sensed before. Goku is surrounded by a brilliant aura. And it looks like the same Ultra Instinct Omen aura from before, but his hair, it turns completely white now. It looks similar to the other Ultra Instinct, but at the same time, different. He tells Vegeta, now's the time to strike. He doesn't have a great control over this version of Ultra Instinct, but it's so much more powerful than the last one. And in terms of Omen, he could actually use that in this battle, but it's like Vegeta said, it's better if they end this quickly if anything. So Goku's gonna go all out here, and Vegeta is too. He charges up again, expelling even more energy. And now, Moro's actually pretty scared. The two of them fight together, in perfect sync as well. The brute strength of Vegeta's Limit Breaker form, and the grace that Goku fights with his Ultra Instinct. Moro is completely overwhelmed. There's no opening to absorb anything, and even when he tries, the two are fighting smart. Vegeta's using melee attacks, and Goku, he's fighting with distance attacks, but he's not using ki. And Moro can't even hit him at all. Every time he tries to attack Goku, he dodges with ease, attacking too. It's all automatic. His body is moving on its own. And the two are ready to finish off. Goku lunges in towards Moro, hitting him with an uppercut to the jaw, trying to keep it shut. He knows Moro's going to try to eat their energy, so just prevent him from doing so. Vegeta creates a circle of ki, and he uses it to tie Moro's mouth shut. It's only temporary, but who cares? It's going to be more than enough time for them. Goku appears behind Moro, sweeping at his legs, causing him to lose his footing. And then with another kick, he launches Moro up in the sky. Vegeta once again charges a final Shine attack, and Goku charges a Kamehameha. They launched it in unison, with the attacks swirling together. The brilliant green and blue beam hits Moro head on. He has no time to absorb it at all, and he's completely obliterated by the attack. The two power down. Both impressed with each other's performance, they were each trying to get ahead of the other. But it's clear that that's not going to work. Every time they think they surpass the other, they each have unlocked something new that amazes them. It's a vicious cycle, but a good one. It keeps them motivated, and it keeps them training. Vegeta will continue working on Limit Breaker, while Goku tries to get a better grasp on Ultra Instinct. Even though they've evolved it a lot by now, they still have a lot of room to grow. And they're still going to have a lot more fights in the future, not just between each other, but against actual formidable foes. But what lies ahead for them? Well, that's a story for another time, because right now, I feel like this is a safe spot to end off. So, what did you guys think about this scenario? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think, because I'd love to see what you guys thought about this story. And as always, if you liked the video, as well as the series as a whole, be sure to drop a like. It lets me know that you want to see more videos like this, and it really does help out the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and be sure to also hit that bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads to my channel, including more videos like this one, or any other videos in general. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting this scenario, and I'll see you all in my next video.